Hello, you beautiful, beautiful Virgos. Welcome to your reading. Oh my gosh, so much is here. I don't know if it's the eclipse, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the eclipse. Anyway, I was gonna light this candle for you guys, but I don't have anything to put under it. Like, it would just leak onto my table here. But I wanted to go extra for you guys because you guys always go extra for like everybody in the world, and but I got to find a way to keep that from leaking onto my marble table because it won't come off. Anyway, I just want you to know I was thinking extra, doing extra because Virgo, you guys do so much for the world, and I just wanted to give back. All right, now I'm cleaning up my mess also, Virgo. This is your pre-shuffle. I'm going to explain this to you real quick. I'm going to tell you some stuff on the astrology part, but yeah, the energy is big with you, Virgo, because the eclipse, total lunar eclipse, is happening in your sign as I do this reading, March 3rd. You're going to feel the effects of this for months. Eclipses are like that. This eclipse is big. It's taking things out, all right? But I'll get into that in a minute. The tarot cards, the oracle cards, there could be, what's leaving your life is this snake energy, and this snake energy isn't good for you. Whatever it is, it's not good for you, okay? And that's going to be part of a realization through this eclipse. And so that's good news, okay? Now, I have a house, I have a person sort of standing their ground here, and I feel like this is you, okay? Whether you're a man or woman, doesn't matter. And there's messages or communication here. There's somebody here standing, and they're serious. And I was really paying attention to the clothing, so I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like you really pay attention to detail in the way you show up, period. I feel like for you, appearance is important, and how you present yourself. But that's just on a personal level. But there's a message here. There's a house here. And there's a person who's got a very serious look. So there could be messages around a home situation, a living situation that happened between you and another person. I don't know if it has to do with the snake energy, if that's a person or a situation, but I also got telepathic communication. This reminded me of starseeds, okay, like two shooting stars, or like a wish, or two people's wish. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just putting this, letting you know. All right, I'm cleaning up my table, Virgo. All right, don't go cray on me just yet. I was also guided to use 3 decks of tarot cards, so damn, 3 decks of tarot cards. For some of you, there might be somebody getting single, all right? We have telepathic communication, we have single, all right. I'm going to put these back in here. There's a new start coming, and better believe it, because this eclipse is big for you, especially, well, I'll tell you in a minute the astrology side, but this eclipse is big for you, and you're not going to have another eclipse in your sign for another 9 years. All right. Did my incense go out? It did. Give me 1 second, Virgo. All right. Now we have some incense here. Anyways. So there might be things that you're thinking about differently. I don't know. We have troubles at work, but it's in the reverse, and it came out with recalibrate yourself. So you might be like taking a break to literally think about some things. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this back in here. Now I want to tell you the astrology part. And if you want to go where I got my astrology information, I got it from Lada. I can't say her name. Lada Tucheva. I don't know. But anyway, that's where I got my astrology stuff from. Okay. A lot is going on. Now, I had to even do a meditation. Like, I didn't know whose readings I was going to do today. Because I have 2 channels. I do an Aquarius channel, and then I have this channel I'm trying to build up again. And I didn't know whose reading to do. And then I was standing in my kitchen making coffee, and I heard Virgo redemption. Redemption. Okay. So there is going to be redemption. How that plays out, I guess, trust God, the way I got this message, redemption. And I'm a little bit anal about this. Maybe that's your energy. I don't know. It's all good. It's all good. And so I do feel like there's going to be redemption. Now, I heard, which is interesting because you're the only sign other than my Aquarius channel that I have picked up a song for. And I was hearing Eminem, and I was hearing, "I'm sorry, Mama, I never meant to hurt you." And so I feel like there's a lot of things playing out this eclipse. Now, if you are a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, all right, this eclipse is on the axis of Virgo, Pisces at 12 degrees. So wherever you have Virgo or Pisces within 12 degrees, like 5 degrees of one or the other, this could literally go from 7 to 15 or 16 degrees. You may feel it the most, all right? And the way you may feel it is you may feel this change really strongly. And if you're not sure of the degrees where your Virgo is out, you can go to a place I go to, justastrologythings.com, and you can check out your chart for free. You just got to put your information in. I already told you you're going to be free for 9 years. All right, so things could change in your personality, your identity. You can be more conscious of the world. You can be more conscious and aware of childhood patterns and ancestral patterns, all right? You could be letting go of a toxic relationship. I did see the snake, but that can be a toxic relationship with anything, even a pattern you've picked up, like a family pattern, you know, let's say drinking or smoking or bad eating habits, you know, that can be a toxic thing you're separating yourself from. You do rule health, you're a Virgo. So you could be letting go of a toxic relationship. You could be letting go of the influence of a parent, for example, or a person around you. Having awareness of these family patterns and behaviors, releasing yourself from that. So like I say, you know, for example, if there are alcoholics or diabetics or just things, and you know it was the pattern, the behavior that led to these problems, then like you're the one who comes along, all right, and you become consciously aware of like, well, why am I doing this? It doesn't make sense to you. This is the energy we're under with this eclipse, and depending on your degrees, it could be hitting you harder, especially if you're close to that 12 degrees mark, all right? So you may come to your realization like, I'm going to stop this shit. I'm not going to keep doing this. This is ridiculous. Even though my family's done it, or, you know, even though, like I said, it might even have something to do with moving on from the judgment, all right, or the influence of a parent or somebody like that. So I was guided to use 3 tarot decks, my anime tarot. I don't know the name of this one. It's weird. As soon as I bought the box came up missing. It's very weird how that happened. And then my Astro Matrix tarot. And I actually saw like the phoenix rising from the ashes in this deck. That's why I used it. And in this deck, I actually saw like you breaking free from something. And that's why I used that deck. And in this deck, I kept seeing a lot of money. So I think your money's good or it's going to get better. All right. As I think you're going to be doing all the right things, Virgo. So I did hear redemption, and then I had to go meditate. Like, it wasn't like, you know, I made coffee. I was making coffee. I make it the old-fashioned way. I don't do it through like a coffee pot. I do it the old-fashioned way, and then I hear Virgo redemption because I didn't know whose video I was going to do first. And then I sit here and I, you know, pick all these cards. And then I have to meditate. Like I already had meditated. I had to meditate again to clear my energy. So I don't know. Like I really feel, Virgo, you're very serious about clearing something from your energy. And like what we call in tarot, ancestral curses. Okay, like just like that, being the one to break an ancestral tradition. And I can relate to you if that's the case, because I actually had to do that in my family, because my family had alcoholics, so I had to be the one to break that. I was never an alcoholic, but I like to smoke, so I had to break that. I just had to break the addictive personality that runs in my family. So it's interesting, the person who breaks that is the person who will also experience it. And it really becomes hard because it's hard to break away something you've given your body, something that you've turned on within your body that's ancestral. So your body will crave it and want it. Your mind will crave it. Your mind will want it. And it's your soul that is actually, you know, where the strength comes from. Your higher self, God, if you will, the universe, depends what you believe in. I'm not here to get religious on you. Anyway, we're going to see what wants to come out for you guys. For March, it's going to be big, honeys. It's going to be big. I'm not going to lie. So check out where your degrees are at. We have the ship. All right, the ship. This is an interesting ship. In tarot, it usually means, you know, your ships are coming in. That's good. That's great, right? Where the hell's my book? Right here. It's in the reverse. But it's not meant to be taken in reverse. But I'm always drawn to the two little, you know, I do feel like two star seeds can be aligning, because this is some really extraterrestrial looking beings right there in that water. All right, you could also feel like you have ties to the water, ties to I'm getting two ties. I'm getting like Atlantis. I'm hearing Atlantis, I'm hearing Andromeda, and I'm hearing Lemuria. You could have ties to any of that. Lemurians love animals. Atlantis, most people have heard about the lost city of Atlantis, you know, and there's a love of water, or maybe even the Bermuda Triangle. Some of you have some low-key interest in cloning. I just heard, like, I don't know. There's just something, like, you probably don't talk about it, but you have some interest in it. I don't know. Anyways. And then the Andromedans, I believe I think they like traveling and staying in shape. I'm not sure. I know when I was looking up my starseed origins, I was sort of looking up stuff. And some of you, Arcturian, known as Brainiacs. But anyways, there's that ship. That ship is on some heavy seas right there. It's a positive card. It means moving, traveling, vacation, trip, transfer, long distance. Now remember, we got the work card in reverse, and we got recalibrate. So you might just literally be going out, getting some time to yourself. You are the Hermit card in tarot, recalibrating yourself, okay? This eclipse time is a great time to do that. Go calibrate, go think, go, you know, tell everybody to get the hell away from you for a bit. As I say this, and like I say, you know, here's the child. All right, and we have two number threes. You could be seeing threes. This eclipse does talk about maybe looking at some things at the childhood, okay, the inner child, even possibly. But I definitely feel like you're going to be reflecting. I would be hella surprised if I don't see the Hermit card come out. Anyway, this card here, card number 3, the boat. It's the boat too. Wow. Maybe you're early on a boat, going out in the water. This little kid is playing on a boat too. So maybe there's some sort of fascination with the boats. If you do, I have a fascination with the Titanic. I must have watched that movie so many times. I felt like I died on that ship, but anyways. I don't think so now, but I did. We have the classic meaning of boat is a voyage, but not necessarily mean a real and physical journey. In our case, it may represent the beginning of a journey in life. The girl who puts her boat, her pod into the water, for her, it's an imaginary journey, which is interesting because Pisces is kind of ruling that imagination, which this eclipse is on that verge, that Virgo Pisces axis. It also indicates a move from one age to the next, and it might relate to far off places. So in the presence of a river, it suggests a peaceful flow of actions that are pondered here. We got 2 boat cards, and it's interesting how they look. One is calm and one is sort of tumultuous. Now maybe you're thinking about a relationship with you and another person here. Doesn't matter who it is. And maybe there's some difficult thoughts. What the hell? Thoughts around that. And maybe there's something about coming to terms, coming to peace with something. I don't know. I hope I'm hitting my mark with you, Virgo. So I really wanted to do that, being you give so much service to the world. Anyways, some blockage here. Let's see what wants to come out. We have the Game of Life Oracle. We have the Twisted Oracle. I like that deck, but I don't like that deck. Sometimes there's some things that come out in that deck that I'm not, as a reader, comfortable with putting out here. But if it does, we'll deal with it. All right. This is the deck that said recalibrate yourself and work was in the reverse. They have good intentions. So I feel like there could be someone that does have good intentions. So if you were maybe questioning that. We got divorce, breakup, someone spying, and the universe keeps all receipts. All right. There could be, even though it says a male is spying, there could be a male who's spying, but it's spying in general. All right. And if there's like heavy spying, I'm going to see the Page of Swords in the reverse. Somebody might be going through a breakup. Again, this is about toxic relationships, but this could also be reliving the childhood of like, well, if someone is older or somebody realizes they attract people who are non-committal, it's like, okay, how were they raised? Where did they come from? How was I raised? Is it, I feel like there's going to be a lot of introspection for you, especially at the time when I make this video. This is for the month of March. But like I say, these eclipses, they last for several months. I feel like the first 3 months are the strongest, but they can hit for like 6 months, depending on where you have Virgo and Pisces in your chart. All right, so someone could be going through that. There's stuff here about, the way you make your money. You also might be feeling like, you want to do something different. Now, I'll tell you what's interesting. The next eclipse in your sign 9 years from now is going to have a lot to do with who you want to be. So depending on where you're at and who, your age and where you're at in life, Virgo, you're really I want to say you're always one step ahead, but you're really more than one step ahead. All right. You really are. And I would not be surprised if you're already thinking about freaking 10 years into the future right now, which your next eclipse 9 years from now is more about like how you want to show up in the world, who you want to be, or calling, or something like that. You might be worried. You might be thinking about your money, how you make money, changing your money, or something like this. Under Mercury retrograde, we have the car. There could be, mechanical things can tend to break down during Mercury retrograde. Accidents can happen closer to home, so be careful for that. We are in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So along with the eclipse in your sign on the Pisces axis, I can't speak today. That's a Mercury retrograde thing as well. But all right, let's get a couple more cards. No strings. You got a new boo right here. All right, so there might be a new relationship that's coming here, or that's meant to happen. All right, and there could be a relationship here that's like no strings. All right, but we have divine masculine energy in the reverse. We have two people who things aren't really working out with, and we have two people who looks like things are working out pretty well with. So could be a lot of changes on your mind when it comes to relationships. All right, then. Are we ready? Shall we go to the tarot? Yes. Let's get 9 cards. The month of March for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus, North Node. Whatever. Let's see. Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Page of Wands in the reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. And the Moon reverse. It's time to have that conversation. That difficult conversation. All right. We're going to clarify. Yeah, change. This is exactly change. Pluto energy. Pluto is technically it's in Aquarius right now, but it's the energy of, if there's anything you are recognizing currently in your life, about your entire life, about your family, about your money, your health, your relationships, honey, now is the time to vocalize it, because you have the universe, you have this eclipse backing you up. Whatever changes you've wanted to make, you haven't been able to make, and here's this money. Here's this workplace, working together with others. And it could be a conversation about working together. And look, I mean, you could be seeing 1111, and here's that Page of Swords in the reverse. This is a spying card. This is an Empress in the reverse, okay? Somebody could be spying on an Empress. Some of you might be dealing with like a twin flame, divine counterpart. But we have the focus here. Work, money, relationship, working together. But there's a conversation. So this is a difficult conversation. It's interesting too, like for some people, it's like, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid and I grew up, it was never about, go do what you want, live your life, your dream. No. It was, you're 18, get out, get a job. If you're staying here, you're paying rent. Don't have kids before you're married. That was the rules. That was the only rules in my house. That's it. Don't come home pregnant. Don't loaf. You better work. And so maybe, some of you are thinking about what you're doing for a living. Maybe you don't feel like it's you or your identity. You're not having fun with it. You don't like it. But maybe you weren't taught to have fun. Maybe you were just, because now Spirit's showing me a Clydesdale horse. And which a Clydesdale horse is a workhorse. And maybe that's your family. Maybe you come from like a generation of workhorses. And like, no matter what, from the sun up, the sun down, we just work. We work, we work, work, work. Not saying you don't have fun, but maybe you're not having fun doing what you're doing. And maybe there is something that you want to shift into, want to do, that you feel would be more fun for you. But maybe that might not fit the stereotype, the mold of like what you were taught. Like me, I was just taught to get a job. And if my family knew I was doing tarot, well, no, that's not a real job. You kidding me? No, you got to break your back. That's the real job. I don't know. Somebody needs to hear that. The other signs are going to be so jealous that I spent extra time on you, but you need it, Virgo. You need it with this eclipse. 8 of Cups is a return. It's in the reverse. 8 of Cups upright is going toward what you want. In the reverse, it's returning. To what? I don't know. To who? I don't know. Not yet. But it's something close to your heart, and it's a wish fulfillment. And then this is a card of either needing to be single or free from a situation in order to do that. I did channel redemption. Okay. Redemption. So we have the 2 of Swords in the reverse. If you were at some sort of stalemate, I feel like pretty soon here you come to a conclusion, all right, about something that's been pressing your mind or whatnot. And it's been difficult, okay, the 5 of Wands, because others may not approve. The 5 of Wands are here, but I feel like the 5 of Wands is stressful. The Knight of Wands is temporary. We have King of Swords in the reverse. Some of you might be dealing with air sign, Aquarius, Gemini. What's the other air sign? Libra. And having a conversation here, some sort of pressing conversation when it comes to an Ace of Pentacles. An Ace of Pentacles, quite literally, I do have the Four of Wands. It can quite literally be about living with somebody or a living arrangement or working with someone. Sometimes the Four of Wands is like the second home is the work, especially for you, Virgo. I mean, let's just keep it real. But what I'm seeing the strongest right here, Virgo, the heaviest energy is this conversation that you need to have. Maybe with multiple people, but I feel like you've been quiet way too long. Yeah, King of Cups reverse. That's water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it has a lot to do with this Ace of Swords. Like, there's something that you've been wanting to say or do, and you've just sort of been suppressing it. And for whatever reason, maybe you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Maybe it's difficult, it's complicated. We got that Four of Wands there in the reverse. All right, so let's get some clarity. Why is that Page of Wands in the reverse? I'm going to clarify as I go down with these two decks here. We're already at 26 minutes. Yeah, Four of Cups. Like I say, for some of you, you are dealing with a counterpart or twin flame, maybe a past life person. I don't know, but it's like this could be you and your higher self, like having that conversation. But it's really interesting because even though it looks like two of the same figures, they're not. I know that you look at details. So if you're looking at the details, let me use this candle that I didn't get to use. This person has their shirt untucked and socks. This person has a belt, shirt tucked in, shoes. They look like the same, but they're not the same. So it might be a conversation about something when it has to do with redemption. It might be a conversation with someone in your family. It's a conversation, though, between you and another person. It really is. And there's one main conversation to be had here. Tell me about that Death card. Yeah, and here's the Lovers. For some of you, I mean, there's a lot of twin flame energy coming out, but for some of you, it's just you need to have a conversation with someone close to you, all right? Not everybody's dealing with a twin flame. Well, damn, the Lovers came out. Whatever this is, you know that it's almost like you knew you were going to have to address the pink elephant in the room at some point. And because there's this Six of Cups, this close connection, this bond between you and another person, whether it's, you know, a child-parent relationship, another soulmate, a past life, whatever. The Eight of Disc in the reverse, the Queen of Disc in the reverse, that is your energy, you know, it's that earth energy. And here's this Pisces energy, and it's like, it's almost like, yeah, this Eight of Disc is that pink elephant in the room. Like at some point, if you were putting it off, or it was like, not today, I'm working, I'm too busy, I can't really focus on that. Well, now it's different, because I feel like this eclipse energy is hitting so hard, especially if you're close to that 12 degrees mark, within 5 degrees up or down. It's like you can't really not address it. And there's a Tower here. Okay, but it's in the reverse, which means redemption is here. You have the power to change things. And that's the most positive thing I can tell you. You have the power to change anything that you don't like in your world. The hardest thing will be getting beyond people pleasing. The hardest thing will be getting beyond accepting that maybe you're not the way you were raised, or maybe you are not the person others thought you were. Maybe you're not even the person you thought you were. This could be a whole identity change within yourself. But whatever this is, it's on your mind all the time. With that devil and the Six of Swords reverse, like it's on your mind all the time. So let's clarify with the top row before I move further. Tell me about that Page of Wands. Well, I guess Spirit gave me the cards I needed, the 3 cards I needed. Five of Swords reverse, yeah. You know the conversation that has to happen between you and someone else. And I have your energy, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I have Leo. I mean, I have all the signs I've already named. And it's really about getting the strength. But I see you having the strength to have this conversation. I see you having the strength. You've kept quiet for a long time. It's difficult. I see it. It's not easy to say whatever it is you have to say. And whatever it is you have to say, it's on your mind. I feel like you have several things to say to several people with this Five of Wands reverse, because you're turning away from it. And you're sort of like on fire right now. Like you have this Jupiter energy. I'm just feeling like this is you. Like this is, it's Jupiter energy, it's Sagittarius energy, but I just feel like you're sort of like, I don't know who sings it, but I'm just hearing this girl is on fire. Like just, you know, whether you're a male or female, I just feel like you get this fire to do what it is you need to do. And I feel like this eclipse is helping you out with it. Tell me about that Two of Swords in the reverse. The Five of Wands is here again in the reverse. This is like you've been sucking it up buttercup for too long. Too long. You ain't nobody's buttercup, Virgo. You make everyone's world better. See, my phone even agrees with me, so it must be so. Now it's time for you to shine, honey. Now I'm seeing pyramids. You might even have ties to Egypt. I think it was the Lemurians that had ties to Egypt. Five of Cups. This is recognizing something, okay? Again, yeah, whatever it is that's on your mind, you know it's time for it to come off of your mind. But it just leads to redemption in your life. Because you're doing right for you. You're doing right for yourself. And, you know, and I feel like if you feel you've made mistakes with others, I feel like it's also a good time to redeem yourself on that. Like, the energy is here to support you. The new beginning is here. Even if you think some people are going to want to have your head on a platter, because you want to live the life you want to live, or you want to do whatever this is. The universe is supporting you, Virgo. The eclipse is supporting you. And believe it or not, this damn Mercury retrograde in Pisces is supporting you, because the new beginning is for you. Whatever it is. This is going to have to do with whatever is on your mind. But there's a lot about relationships and having a talk. And for some it's a breakup. For some it's coming together. For some it's, I feel like it's multiple people. I feel like you've sort of been pleasing a lot of people, but not pleasing yourself. I feel like the only way you can go please yourself is to just go off and be alone and be away from everybody. But I don't even feel you get that chance. Give yourself that chance. Especially for this eclipse. Because if not, you might take somebody's damn head off. But here you are, the Magician. This is your energy. Mercury is your ruling planet. It is the planet of communication, conversation. Pre-shuffle did show telepathic communication. You might end up having a conversation with someone you've been in telepathic 5D communication with. And, you know, I'm seeing the money good. It might even be a conversation about money, but whatever. Also, the cars. Something with the cars. I don't know. I'll leave that to that. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. I mean, that stick is on fire and it's like, charge. Let's do this. I feel like you have, and it's the clothing. Like, I really feel like you pay attention to clothing. I like the way you dress, Virgo. I like how you coordinate. I do. I like it. You really pay attention to details. Maybe your car even has like a lot of details to it, but like, I'm just noticing these cards of these nice clothing. Like, I can't make this shit up. I feel like you align with someone who's like you. Attention to details. Clothing. Colorful or not colorful, but I like it. Tell me about that Knight of Wands for Virgo here. Queen of Cups. Pisces energy, literally. Sometimes it's the, you know, this could be that not allowing my parent to influence me anymore. I'm going away from that. It's too stressful, okay? Because there's an age difference. This can be that older, feminine, stronghold, overbearing, overloving, overcaring, overgiving. But it's, you know, I don't feel like it's so much over the top because, I mean, I don't feel like you're being manipulated. I do feel like they have good intentions. I do feel like this person has good intentions. So I do get that person who loves you dearly. But with this kind of energy, that person, like, nobody might not ever be good enough for you. Or for them, for you. I don't know. But whatever it is, you're moving away from that. You're going toward your passion and your desires, all right? Tell me about that, Queen of Cups. And Temperance. And you're guided to. This is the Temperance angel. Like I said, you have so much guidance and protection from the universe. But whoever you're moving away from, it just might feel like it's a betrayal. Because they're not ready to accept the change. But all you're changing is that you're following your heart. You see? That's all you're changing. So it really shouldn't feel like a betrayal to anyone, or it really shouldn't be hard for anyone. Because you're just following your heart. Tell me about the Five of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, Five of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Cups. You know, this could be a difficult conversation or an argument with somebody because you're actually going in the direction of your heart. Somebody don't want to hear that. They don't. Ace of Wands reverse, Eight of Wands reverse, Five of Swords. Somebody does not want to hear that. And this is the card. This is the reason I use this deck. I saw this card. Because it's really about you, Virgo, and your happiness. At the end of the day, honey, it's about you and your happiness. And if you're feeling like this every day, you're not living your best life, baby. You're not happy. You're overstressed. And you're freeing yourself of that. And it could be a literal argument. Tell me about that Five of Wands. It's here. You're moving away from the stress and the drama and the control and just whatever it is. You're just moving away from it. It's too much because It's like you have a vision for yourself now, especially with this eclipse. But someone else perhaps cannot see your vision. But you see it, and that's all that matters. You see it. This eclipse is helping you see it. So you are doing the right thing for you, because it's for you, it's from your heart. And then here's where this conversation, it's like, I feel like you're having a major conversation. I'm getting dizzy. Whew. Somebody might feel dizzy from the stress or something, or headaches. Watch your health, watch your stress, Virgo. So I feel like right now I'm seeing two conversations. I'm seeing a conversation with someone who doesn't approve of what your next action is, okay? It's like having that difficult conversation. I'm going in this direction, which is against your opinion, or, you know, toxic relationship, whatever. Then you're going toward what it is you do want. And so that's the second conversation. And that's where I see this starting to shift into that. Here's a card of moving or a house. It's a 10 of Wands, but it's relieving a burden that has been on your mind. So that's also redemption for you. But it has a lot to do with having another conversation, but with a different person. King of Cups in the reverse, King of Cups in the reverse. But this is for what we're going into. Okay, air energy, Aquarius, literal Aquarius. And then we have this King of Cups energy, which is literal Scorpio. But it's the energy of, without signs, it's the energy of saying, I'm not going to be manipulated. I'm not going to be emotionally controlled. I'm going to come out and say what I want to say. So going from that to this. So let's clarify Aquarius. Libra, Gemini energy in the reverse. And Two of Cups. That's where you have the conversation with someone you do want to have a conversation with. And it's looking good. It's looking positive. I'm not going to lie. So it looks like you have a very positive conversation. Let's get a card for that. It landed on Aquarius and then the World. There's a new beginning. Which this card is fixed energy of Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. So I do see a new beginning. Bam. And I see an argument. Bam. But at the end of the day, it's about your heart, your happiness, your life. Tell me about that King of Cups in the reverse. Eight of Discs. I mean, I get it, Virgo. You focus intently, but there's strong Aquarius here in the reverse, and there's this new beginning, and it's like you go from sort of watching to focusing on a new beginning, or focusing on saying something to someone here. And the Four of Swords is like, you may do this after you rest. Like you might have to, you know, get away from work, go out on the water, or go be alone or something like this. I have not seen the Hermit card. I thought I really was. But I feel like you just sort of got to center yourself. Like you've had one difficult conversation. I don't know if you're on a roll and you have everything in one day. Like that's crazy. But this eclipse energy, you know, it's kind of like that. So I do feel like you sort of do have like a break before you have your next conversation. But you do. Eight of Swords has been on your mind, and you have been stuck with this, okay? With whatever this is on your mind between you and another person. Again, the Fool is in the upright. The Fool is Aquarius. It's that journey. It's a card of, it's the first card, a new beginning. You have a lot of new beginning energy here, okay? and it's major arcana and judgment. That's the decision. That's awareness. Okay, this eclipse is all about your awareness, your life, your relationships, and why you do things maybe that your family does, but you don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It's really about, it's all about you. Believe it or not, it's all about you. And I just feel like you've been silent, been sitting back too long because of the stress that it was going to create. But look at that stress as like a breakthrough, like a border, huh? You're breaking through a threshold. If anyone was designed to break through a threshold, it was definitely your sign. And here's the moon. I feel like this is the eclipse. It's Pisces, okay? And it's in the reverse. So this is the time when you reveal whatever it is that's on your mind. This is the time not to hold back, but this is the time to completely be in your power and your loving self and assert yourself in your loving way. But it's redemption. All right? Tell me about the Four of Wands in the reverse. This is sideways. Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, Leo energy, Sagittarius. Oh, it's the same energy here, and it's Jupiter energy. You can have Jupiter in your chart. It's literally Sagittarius, but depending on your age, it could have something to do with placements in your chart, all right? Literally could be traveling, taking a trip in your car, okay, to someone's house. We have this Nine of Pentacles because you're free of something. This is all in the process. I feel like it has a lot to do with this eclipse energy. So you're getting free of something, and here you are, Virgo energy, Knight of Pentacles. You're finally going to make a move because you're going toward the finish line. Another positive thing to realize. You're bossing up, or you're making some move here. You and another person. Emperor energy, Aries energy also. We have the Devil in the reverse. That's getting out of your shadow side of having this difficult conversation and thinking the worst with the Wheel of Fortune right there in the reverse. Because this is a conversation you're not looking forward to. It could be with a fire sign. This person's doing magic. But whatever it is, it's about to happen. And you're going to align with your new beginning in another person here. So that's your reading for this month. It's big energy. It took a long time. I'm so sorry. We're like almost an hour, but God told me to do this for you, Virgo. So that's why I'm doing this for you. I don't know how many are even going to see this because Virgos don't really watch my channel, but we'll see. As long as the right Virgos get it, that's all that matters, right? I understand that this may be sloppy. This situation is sloppy. That's what I heard. But you're going to clean it up. We're going to take the cards that are upright. What do you need to release? Virgo, you and me both know what you need to release. It's difficult, and that's why you've been putting it off. You don't want to hurt anyone. You're a very busy person. You're overworked. We get it. But you have to do this for you, honey. Because nobody can come and do it for you. And a fiery climax approaches. That's this eclipse energy. You have all of the universe backing you up on this. Whose approval you want anyway? You want your approval? You want God's approval? You want the universe approval? Or you want the approval of the ones who can't see your vision of your life for you? I know you want everyone's approval, but take time to breathe out. So the best thing for you to do is go somewhere, be alone and think. That's what you do good anyway. Operate from your heart chakra. Love yourself. Because you know what, Virgo? If anybody loves you, they're going to support you. They're not going to want you to do anything that's against what you want for yourself, for your happiness. So if people really love you, they will support you. They will understand. And If they don't, and they want you to do something that keeps you unhappy, that's karmic energy. It's not good energy. Anyway, I love you, Virgo. Have a great month, and namaste, my friends.